Rise and Love family, you already know what it is. It is I, xinyourface.com, back at it again with some more content. Um, that's xinyourface.com. So spell it out. Let me spell it one more time. XINYAFACEDOTCOM. You spell the whole thing out. I am back with some more content with this video right here. And the thought that occurred to me today, the thing that's been crossing my mind, the thing that I've been struggling with or going back and forth with myself about is believing in what I'm doing. I think I have to take stock of what I am not necessarily partaking in, but paying attention to what kind of information I'm availing myself to. The reason I'm saying that is like a lot of what I see in my algorithm, what I see online in my Instagram or whatever, if I'm on Reels and scrolling for a little bit, I do see a lot of like positivity, personal development type of stuff, coaching type of stuff, therapy type of stuff. I'm like, yeah, because I'm about those things. That's what I like to see anyway. And also silly, goofy things, right? So my algorithm is set towards the things that I like. The issue comes where I'm seeing content from these creators and these coaches and these other, motivators and things like that. And then I start doing a comparison, right? And at first it's all just, let me look at what they're doing and let me feel inspired. Let me see how I can use this to channel and continue my momentum moving forward, moving up. But every once in a while, and it happened earlier today, I start looking at them in comparison to me, or look at myself in comparison to them, and I start doubting, because then I'm like, what makes me an expert? What makes me the person who's capable of doing this? What makes me the person who has any kind of right to tell anybody, to give anybody any kind of game? You get what I'm saying? And so I then get into this cycle where then I say, okay, well, I don't have enough qualifications. I need more qualifications. I need more certifications, more licenses that make me more of an expert, that make it so that my voice, my word, my work has more behind it, right? I guess more weight to it. And I do the back and forth where I'm like, well, wait, I have a voice now. What I have to say is important, not where I have some super inflated sense of importance or sense of self-importance, but rather I feel like the journey that I've taken thus far, even though I want to continue progressing and keep learning and get more certificates and licenses and things of that sort, what I have thus far, what I'm able to do right now, how I've been able to contribute and what I can do in the present and near future is still valuable. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I end up having some trouble around, or some challenge around, where I'm like starting to look at my voice and be critical of, my voice. I'm critical of my contributions. I'm critical of the content that I create. I'm critical of, right? And I'm like, well, there's nothing wrong with doing some self-reflection in that way and figuring out how to make progress. But I end up nitpicking myself so much that then I start letting the doubt creep in. And once the doubt creeps in, then it does affect the work. It does affect my ability to get on here and do this, right? It affects my ability to put together some of the different ideas that I have, or to put the work into editing or whatever, right? And I keep reminding myself of this. I need to keep reminding myself of this, is that I am as effective as much as I believe in myself to be, right? I am as good or as great as I believe myself to be. And as soon as the doubt creeps in, not necessarily like, oh, how can I make progress? Is there some constructive feedback or reflection that I can have about something that wasn't my best work, but it doesn't mean that I am not capable. But the more that I actually believe in myself, believe in my efforts, believe in the steps that I'm taking, believe in the goals that I have for myself, believe in the path that I'm on, right? Even if they're the wrong ones, we're on the way to where we're going to be, where we need to be. And so the more I believe in that, the better off all of this is. When I let the doubt creep in, it gets to me. It gets to me just like I think anybody, if you start to have some self-doubt, right? Or doubts about what you're doing, whether it's relationships, doubts about yourself as a parent and all that sort of stuff. If you get stuck in that doubt, then you're kind of fulfilling the prophecy that you're putting for yourself. Oh, I'm gonna fail. So then you start doing stuff that leads you to fail. But if you believe, right, then you can start doing things that are gonna help you to succeed, right? I believe in my ability to succeed. That way I'm keeping my eyes open for opportunities, for things, for resources, for people that are gonna help me to succeed. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, the more I can make sure I'm locked in on that, the more I can remind myself of that, the better off I will be, just in general, the better off this content will be. Now, I also had this bit of self-reflection where I'm like, a lot of what I've been doing has been tied to like my story and my engagement with the ideas that I'm sharing, right? If any of it sounds like advice, if any of it sounds like facilitation, if any of it sounds like coaching, it's all coming from a point of view of I'm knowing through my lens and my experience of my walk through the world, right? And what I've learned thus far. But I'm not the type of person, I do not want to be the type of creator, the type of coach, the type of facilitator that's telling somebody something that's like, hey, this is what is true, right? I loved my philosophy classes that I took back in the day, where it talks about, you know, what is true, what are facts, what do people know? And it's like, there are things that are immutable, but you can't take for granted people's perspective. You can't take for granted people's perspective, right? Because the elephant is huge to me, but if I close my eyes and I only touch the tail, I might think this is something small. You get what I'm saying? So like, I need more information that's gonna help me to understand that it's big, right? That an elephant is big. So as much as I might be like, oh yeah, this is true, this is true, this is true, this is true for me, and I'm led to believe that it's possibly true for other people, or that it can be similar for other people based on my experience of walking through the world. But it's not, hey, 100% of the time. It's not scientific in that way. It's not mathematical where it's like, no, 100% of the time it's this, right? So I don't ever want to put myself in a position where I'm like, here's fact, here's fiction, right? In the type of work that I'm doing, in the type of facilitation, coaching, helping, supporting, resourcing that I'm doing, that's not my role. I'm not here to say fact or fiction, facts versus fiction, all that sort of stuff. I'm here to say, what do we have in front of us? How do we figure out the challenges that are in front of us? What pathway do we have to move forward? Here are some resources that might help you to be successful. Here's some information that you might not have known. Here, let's have a dialogue and conversation about these topics to figure out how you do feel about it. What do you do think about it? What you do know about it? Here's some more things that maybe you hadn't considered yet. Here's some perspective from this other person that might help to guide how we all move forward from this conversation, from this space, which is going to improve our work, our lives, our futures, right? So that's the type of work that I'm doing. That's the type of work. It's definitely hard work, for sure. It's hard work to do hard work. You feel me? But it is from a point of view that is recognizing the point of view. My expertise is in knowing that I am the only person who can speak with 100% clarity on my experience of the world. And whether or not I'm able to articulate that in a way that somebody else understands does not change how I'm able to experience the world and report on the world. You dig what I'm saying? It doesn't make it less true what my experience is, right? So my goal is to help articulate that to other people, to share that with other people, to also build on my point of view, my perspective of the world, my walk through the world by pulling in different perspectives. It's gonna help me to see things a whole lot different if I can get the same picture from this angle, that angle, that angle, this angle, over there, from that person's lived experience, from learning this information and taking advantage of these resources. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what my path is. That's what my path forward is. And the way that I'm doing that, the way that I wrap all of that stuff up is with the light and love that I have inside myself. That's my gift. That's my gift. My gift is my light and love, and then wrapping up all the skills, all my passion for people, for helping to access resources, for learning, for connecting with people, for engaging with people. That's what this is all about. So as long as I keep those things in mind, and I stay true to those things, stay true to those values, then literally the sky is the limit. You know what I'm saying? Like George Jefferson moving on up type of shit. So I'm gonna stop blabbering. I just wanted to put that on wax, and maybe I'll read this back and I'll come up with a more structured script. Maybe I'll put it out as it is. We'll see. But thank you for rocking with me. I appreciate you. Continue engaging with my content, right? Let me know what you think about what I just shared. Do you also struggle with kind of self-doubt? Have you found that when you believe in yourself, when you have not necessarily self-esteem, but if you believe in the path that you're on, the steps that you're taking, that you experience more success because of it? So let me know down in the comments. If you feel the vibes, please like, comment, like I said, and subscribe, and then share it far and wide. You dig what I'm saying? So until next time, sa. Peace.